This week, Tamara Lackey delivers part 2 of her interview with internationally renowned wedding photographer Jessica Clare. Adorama TV presents the reDefine Show with Tamara Lackey, where she talks with creatives who make it all work, bringing their best creative and business tips to you, along with fresh ideas and equipment favorites.
Shoot sack.
Yes.
Okay, so I have 8 questions, but let's start with my first.
Perfect.
A lot of people think like they have an idea and they want to go for it in terms of making a product or this or that, but don't necessarily realize when you get down to the nitty-gritty just how much freaking work it is. I don't know this answer, but I have to assume it. This has been a lot of work for you, right? Shoot sack?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's been a lot of work on a lot of different levels.
Okay, and so start out by saying how you define shoot sack today.
Okay.
Because you've developed new products and new offerings, and then how you when you said, okay, I'm going to go for it. What you realized in terms of the effort.
Shoot Sack today is a company that focuses on making the absolute best, most useful, most functional, stylish products for working photographers.
Ooh, good pitch. Branding, she is good. Okay.
No, it's not that.
Smart.
It's not that like that's our tagline or anything.
Yeah.
It's just that's what we do. We sit around all day and we think, what does a photographer need? What's it going to make it easiest for a photographer to do this or do that? And there's a lot of bags on the market now that weren't around when we started, and that's actually good for us because now photographers know that they need a lens bag. They need a bag for when they're working. So they're thoughtful. And so the reason that our company is successful kind of year after year is because we intentionally develop products that suit a working photographer's lifestyle. Now we're starting to expand into a more broad market as well with the tote and shoot that just came out. It's actually, we're displaying it here for the first time that anyone's really seen it, but it's for travelers. So it's for more of a prosumer, like maybe you're a mom, maybe you're going to the park with your kid and you want to stick your camera in there with a bunch of diapers and other stuff too. It's much more well-rounded, but the original concept of the shoot sack was, for me, I developed it because I was looking for a bag like that and I couldn't find one. I just wanted to change lenses and not have a big bulky, heavy thing on my hip.
Or unzip a backpack.
Right.
Or,
You know what? Honestly, if something had existed in the camera store, I would have just bought it.
And then when you got into it and you started thinking about logistics and manufacturing and distribution, like what was that like?
Well, that's a whole area that I really knew nothing about. I know I'm better educated about it now than I used to be just by having gone through it. But I have a partner in Shoot Sack also. Her name is Keats, and she used to work for Gary Fong's company.
Keats.
You know Keats.
Yeah.
And so Keats came from a little bit of a manufacturing background, and she had also come from a product and sales background too. So she knew a lot more of the technical end as far as that was concerned.
Yes.
So I was developing and like saying, this is what a working photographer needs. This is what I specifically need.
Yeah.
And then she was taking those ideas and actually forming them into what the bag is that you see today. We have a graphic design team, Red Door LA. They are awesome. They've done all our branding. They do all of our web design, marketing, email blasts, things like that. And they have been like totally invaluable because everything looks cohesive and good. I mean, you see something that's ours and you know that it's ours.
Yes.
And now we have a sales team as well. So,
wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's like this whole thing.
So it's a real company now.
Yeah.
It's not like me in my house being a photographer editing photos. It's like an actual company.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
Thanks.
All right, I want to go to a flash round.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
I know. This is very, very exciting.
Okay.
Okay, so you do not know these questions.
I do not know these questions.
But I'm going to ask them very quickly. They're mostly around...
I'm sweating.
They're mostly around photography and gear. But I want you to answer immediately, like top of mind, no additional detail. We can talk about more detail later if you want to.
Okay.
But just like, what's the answer? Favorite lighting modifier?
550 EX.
Woo! That's fast. 550, not the 580. Okay, I'm sorry.
580. That's what I meant. I don't even know. See?
That one.
The sun.
Yeah, cheapest, best product you use?
Lip gloss. I don't know. I know that's not about camera gear.
Hands down, best photography product you recommend when people say, what is it? Like, what's the one thing I want?
The 50 millimeter Canon lens, 51.2.
Okay, perfect. iPhonography, real photography or no?
No.
Speed lights, strobes, or constant?
Speed lights.
Speed lights. All right. Happy about the new rapidly evolving technology or not?
Happy.
Happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite 3 lenses?
The 50, the 35, and the 24.
Canon, Nikon, Sony, or Fuji?
Canon.
Done. Well done. So technology emerging on photography, you think is a good thing.
I do.
Why?
I don't think change is ever a bad thing. I think it's just a different thing, and I think things get boring after a while, and I like when things get changed up a little, even though it's a little uncomfortable. And this is what I'm talking about. My whole presentation is on this tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah. So
what is it? What's the presentation?
It's all about change, like change in the industry, and like should you or shouldn't you change with the technology?
Yeah.
And also even more than that, like, is it a trend or is it just trendy? Like, should you or shouldn't you? So I love when new things crop up because it gives me a reason to think, okay, should I? Shouldn't I?
Yeah.
It just gets me thinking about what I'm doing and should I be doing it, and is there something better that I should be doing? And that's never a bad thing.
I agree. You know, I had the thought that as photographers, especially when you're doing a lot of shooting, it's obviously so easy to burn out. But we are gifted really as an industry that there's so much attention paid to the changing technology of what we do versus like if we were an accountant. No offense to accountants.
I mean,
but
numbers
like,
are numbers.
I know, like,
right.
Hey, this calculator, you know,
is awesome.
But we have it in like all over the place, you know, like almost everything that we touch, the software we use, the computers we use, the cameras we use, and the lenses we use. I mean, all of that is constantly changing.
Well, change is going to happen whether you want it to or not.
Yeah.
Like if you don't change, something is going to change for you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether you like it or not, or you think it's a good thing or not. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you need to decide to be happier and decide that you enjoy what you're doing, because if you want to continue doing it, you're going to have to make some of those changes along the way.
And what is interesting, I think, is that we've seen major companies be extremely nimble, and we've also seen them just...
We have. I think one really good example is White House Custom Color is so good at like figuring out what the next thing people need is, and they're constantly introducing new products that people want and that people are using. And then there's some other labs that like they've literally got the same branding since the day I started, and I don't think, and those labs have been around 50 years. I mean, they're like doing the same old, and times are different now. So
and I think you know, and it's one thing to say, well, this is the majority of our current shooters, just they want this, so I'm going to stay with this. But I also want to bring in new people, but I'm going to show them the stuff that is over here versus what they're all looking at. Pinterest. How are you using that?
Oh,
for business?
I love Pinterest. It's so
I do
interesting.
too.
I just love it. I just love it.
I'm new to it.
I'm
like
actually using it pretty heavily, and I just started. I think Pinterest is the next big thing. You heard it here first, people. I think it's like the next big social media awesome thing because it's got everything organized in such a visual way that visual people want to see it. I mean, it's just such a cool way to like save everything and see everything all at once. So I've already added a custom little pin it section to my website. So whenever I blog something, like say I've blogged 50 to 100 images from a wedding, every single image comes up with a custom pin it button underneath it, because I want people pinning my images. Because if people are going to be hanging out over on Pinterest now, well, what are they going to see on Pinterest? Well, I hope it's going to be hundreds
planning
of my
wedding, and this is the photographer I'd love to have.
You're a bride planning your wedding. You're just pinning things you love. Well, look at that. All the photos that you pinned were mine. Maybe you should call me. Who knows?
And we're on the cusp. Like it's
It's interesting. It's so funny because usually you only know if you're on the cusp in retrospect. Like with the blogging thing, I didn't know blogging was going to be popular, but in retrospect, I was like, oh, you know, I did have some good timing there. You know, good for me. But I didn't know it then. But I actually see it with Pinterest. It's going to be huge, and we're right. I mean, it's still so new. But.
And what's amazing about it, I think, with Pinterest is, unlike some of the other social media sites, it doesn't feel like promote-y. Like, even though people, it is a form of promotion, if people are doing it well, like you're doing it very well, you obviously are a user, like an enthusiastic user that's getting a ton out of it, and you are excited about it yourself. I think that's one of the things that makes it almost a little different. So what about other social networking sites?
Well, I'm on Instagram and, you know, Facebook, of course, Twitter. And what else is out there? Google Plus, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really into Google Plus. It just, I never go there. I don't even know what it does. I think I have like 8 friends on there. I don't even. I mean, I really know nothing about it.
So what do you think it is? Why Pinterest is like, oh, I love it, and Google Plus is like, eh?
Because Pinterest is fun, and it's quick, and it's interactive, and it's very, very visual. Google Plus is boring to look at. I don't know anyone on it, and the content isn't organized in any way that I can wrap my mind around.
Because even though it may be, you don't have an appeal to go find out. Okay, so tell everybody where they can find out more about you.
People can find out more about me on my blog, jessicaclaire.net, or on Twitter @JessicaClaire, Instagram @JessicaClaire, Facebook /JessicaClaire Photo, or Pinterest, JClairePins.
And not in Google Plus.
Do not look for me on Google+. I will not be there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Adorama TV is brought to you by Adorama, your best source for the equipment and knowledge you need. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. Place your order by 7 p.m. and it ships the same day. Plus, the next time you're in New York City, be sure to visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue. Check out the Adorama Rental Company for professional cameras, lighting, computers, and more. We'll help you make the best selection to match your needs while giving you the knowledge to achieve the best outcome from your rental. Adorama is your complete solution for equipment, printing, training, and more. Adorama, more than a camera store.